This is the oldest proclaimed reserve in South Africa. 1948 started, so the history in this place is amazing. I mean, initially this used to be a cattle ranching area many years ago. And then it changed over to a hunting area. From there it changed over into ecotourism. And unfortunately these days, or even those days, you need to sustain an area, especially a large conservation area. So this area, because of this beautiful landscape we've got here, because of the abundance and the variety of animals, it just lends itself to ecotourism.
We were in Sabi Sands Game Reserve to partner with Cheetah planes, who are a private lodge out here, but when we turned up they upgraded us to Jaci's house, which is where we are now.
Jaci's Sabi house has been amazing. It's definitely a very private and intimate experience, and so different from anything that I've had on safari before. I know on other safaris a lot of times you will have smaller communities. No safari lodge is the same, and no safari lodge is ever too big, at least in my experience. But this is definitely the most intimate and the smallest group that we've had. This place only allows for 6 people maximum, and so it feels like a little family when you're here.
What we try to go for is basically just your down-to-earth, relaxed, intimate atmosphere. So when guests come in and we welcome them, we want them to feel like they're at home away from home. So.
Waking up at 5:30 is usually a bit of a struggle, but it's not that hard really when you're going to go check out lions.
On a private game reserve, there's a lot more freedom in terms of where you can roam and where you can go on safari.
In a Kruger Park, you only view the animals from the roads, so you won't allow it to fall off the road, to follow the animals.
Mind that?
We're like literally hitting trees, driving into ditches, driving out of ditches.
Here at Sabi Sands, we off-road, mostly big 5, or elephants and the buffaloes, follow them through the bushes. It doesn't matter how far you go, as long as you know where you're going with that animal.
It can be pretty hard to find these animals. Sometimes it takes ages, but it really makes it that much more rewarding when you do find something. Well, we were looking for big cats and we found big cats, 2 baby leopards, after a bunch of lions. This is turning out to be a real good morning. Rexon, one of our guides who grew up around here, when he was a kid they used to have a farm with goats, and the goats would run away and they'd have to track them. So that was where he first learned how to track.
I'm going to try for a rhino somewhere here. To be honest, tracking leopard, tracking lion, tracking cattle, tracking goat, it's a big difference. You have to be smart. You need to know what you're doing.
Since these animals have been brought up to be around these vehicles, you can go up so close to them and they're not any danger to the humans. And both the guides and the trackers are very respectful to the nature, and the nature is then respectful back to them. And so that sort of communication, or that mutual respect, is very clear when you're driving here, and you feel very safe even though you are very close.
Pride of lions here, sleeping. It's 6 cubs and 3 grown females. And now they're all napping.
As they grow up, like for instance the lion cubs, they're used to vehicles obviously, and the guards here are very professional, so they don't press if it's a youngster like that. And they slowly but surely they get used to it. Their parents don't show any change when the vehicles come close, so it becomes part of their life, and that's why the guards are critical.
We're all there?
We're all here.
During a game drive you can go wherever you want, but if you want to go somewhere else that is not part of the game drive, you got to report to the GM that's where you're going, because if they ever search around and found out this vehicle's been going somewhere in this time and it was not a game drive time, then of course they're going to investigate, asking that where the vehicle was going, because the protection of the rhino in Sabi Sands, you know, it's very strictly.
Wildlife trafficking is not it's a nasty business, and it's only getting bigger. The rangers out here is fantastic. I mean, as you're sitting here, there's guys sitting between the ticks and the grass, making sure everything is safe.
Seeing all these animals in person was a truly amazing experience. They're so graceful and innocent, the way they just walk through this landscape. I can't believe people kill them for their horns and their tusks. It's amazing to hear though that there's a lot of people in place doing a lot of really good work to protect these animals.
We have a strong anti-poaching unit, but of course, they're like robbery. When they get in, they get in. So the question is, how do they know where the rhino is? I would look for the rhino with my car, and an entire day I can't find it. You get in one night, you kill the rhino, and you get out. It's just like that. It's a hell of a question that.
If we notice something is not quite right during our game drives, like if the guides maybe see a foreign track that's not supposed to be there, or if there's an animal that's ill, then we report it as fast as we can to Sabi Sands Conservation Group so that they can come and have a look.
We lost a lot of rhinos 3 years ago, 4 years ago. There was a massive amount, and so far we're almost 300 days without losing a rhino, which is unheard of in southern Africa. Seeing a newborn elephant or a little rhino calf or something like that, it just shows you that what we're doing does make a difference.
So happy to hear that they're taking on so many great conservation measures with the rhinos and that they're coming back into healthy population.
There is going to be bad, there is going to be tough, but we keep on looking at the positive and saying there is a next generation, they're looking, they're thriving, the rhinos are doing exceptionally well. And that,
how far from the Ngala that coming?
Everyone who works in and around this park is so full of love and passion for what they do. You can really feel the energy when you're here.
As a guide, you've got to love people. You have to have love of people, love of the wildlife, love of the job.
the thing is, if you work out here in the bush, it's a passion job.
There's so much to love about this place. It's really it's an amazing experience just being outside in the African bush and meeting people from different walks of life.
I love this job. I started this in 1993. Even today I still get excited when I get to see a lion or a leopard out here because it's always different.
It's really tough sometimes, but it really is rewarding, and that's what it's about.
I think that Cheetah Plains and Jaci Sabi House do a great job of getting people really close to the animals so that they care about them, so that it provokes empathy, so that they get a really intimate experience and leave with sort of something that makes a mark so that they actually care to do something about it after they leave and spread the word and tell other people to come. Like Dave was saying, word of mouth is like the biggest way to help these communities here in the efforts that they take here. So giving people a lasting and memorable experience is obviously key.
Cheers!
Cheers.
They bring on some really knowledgeable people and staff that really care about the animals and the environment. So again, that makes a huge difference, and everyone can sort of speak to that.
I think it's really important to educate people on the animals and the environment when they come here as a tourist, and that's exactly what they do. I feel like I'm leaving this place with so much new knowledge and so much more passion for trying to make a difference on my part as well.
Not only are the staff really welcoming and really inviting and very warm, but we've also been staying with some really amazing guests as well. So it's been like a little family, and this whole experience has been unforgettable.
A massive thank you to Cheetah Plains and Jaci's house. I really hope we make it back here soon.
You guys were all amazing. I can't thank you guys enough for having us, and we're so happy to have met you all, and to anyone else that's coming. We really hope that you come and check these places out because it's an experience unlike any other.
This is like a dream when you're out here. It's a challenge, you know. You're looking at above the trees and you look at the gold the light that is bringing. It's tremendous, it's amazing.